Hey, what's going on? So, road trip today. Here in the little town of Arlington, Washington. Headed to a known film site for the TV series, HBO series, or Showtime series, Twin Peaks. And gonna do a little road trip and out in Twin Peaks. Also gonna check out oh, I gotta show you the coat. Got the Twin Peaks coat on today. Big fan. And then we're headed to, let the car pass here. Headed to a known Sasquatch spot up on Rattlesnake Hill over the Snoqualmie Pass. But before we head there for that is the season for rock chips. And so on my way up in the freeway here, I got a rock chip, so we're in standby mode for the rock chip dude to show up. I'll show it to you. Let me see if I can. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. See that? Had to cover it with, he suggested I cover it with tape so it doesn't spread. The sun will really make the chip grow pretty bad. So waiting on that. I've got a new gimbal today. In fact, I'm trying to use it. I've used it a couple times before, but it really takes using something like this to get the practice down. It takes some practice. Not only calibrating these gimbals, which, get out of the sun here, just takes repetition, but also just the handling of it all. But you know, with something like this, you can really take out all the jumpiness of a camera, largely just due to the what do you call it, the gyroscope that is powered here just by two battery flashlight batteries. I'll show you real quick how good this gimbal is, because I'm running right now with a Canon camera and I can't see it. I can't see it move, jump around. I'm running at a pretty good click too. So that works out. Okay, the rock man is here. Let's go see. Sometimes these detours, the way I look at it is something like this happened that saved my ass from an accident on a freeway or God knows what. So God just slowing me down. That's the only way you can look at it, really. So he puts a little suction device on there and fills it full of clear putty. Is that kind of the...
Clear resin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Now it's just a weight game and stay out of car washes for the next 24 hours?
No, actually you can,
Okay.
as soon as I'm done here, it'll be completely cured and hardened and you'll be good to go.
Cool. And everything straight up with Geico, I got everything you need?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
So these things are designed to keep from spreading. They're not designed to disappear.
Okay.
You're always going to visually see it, but not as much if you didn't have it done.
Better than a windshield.
The food of thought of all is the Scotch tape. That's the important thing.
Okay.
Putting that Scotch tape on it, keep it clean, keeping all the elements out of it.
Okay.
What I'm doing now is I'm putting the sealer on top of it. I injected the resin.
Yeah.
And now I'm putting a sealer on top of it.
Okay.
This plastic piece is basically just to flatten it out so it has a same cure time.
Okay.
Look how big the rock hit your glass.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a fingerprint. It leaves an indentation.
Yeah.
But you can see the dimensions of it and whatnot.
So I'm good to go for the winter, you think?
Yep. So if you put
Okay.
your finger over that, you won't feel a thing.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
go
let's
ahead.
do it. Let's do the finger test. Oh yeah. All right.
That's
very
how you
cool.
can tell a good repair.
All right, so that's it. We're out of here. Just that simple. A couple hours behind, but it's all good. There is the Twin Peaks mountain, and I am I'm listening on my way here to a podcast that you guys should listen to. Besides my podcast, check out the Joe Rogan Experience, the latest drop, episode 1574, with James Fox and Jacques Fillet. Really interesting information, and it totally ties in with the Sasquatch phenomena. You would think they were talking about Bigfoot most of the time. And if Bigfoot lives anywhere, I suppose he probably lives right up on that mountain. Ha! Oh my gosh. It's always awesome to see it. And look at this day. Holy crap. Alright, also to know as far as filming locations, this gas station, I believe, was the filming site for the movie The Vanishing with Jeff Bridges, Sandra Bullock, and Kiefer Sutherland. Was also filmed here in North Bend, Washington, so check that out too. It's a pretty creepy story, largely based the character on Ted Bundy, which if you know the Ted Bundy case, he has some Washington, Seattle roots, along with the Green River Killer. So we're going to start things off right and just immediately go check out the R&R Cafe. We're here, and hopefully you can see the sign behind me, let you know we're here. Here we are. Quite a nice painting. Population 201. If there's anything hidden in here that we should see. Done by Bruce Edwards with Magi Graphics. Nice. Alright, got some more iconic stuff going on. There we go. There's a good shot. Now, last time I was here, the idea was that they were going to secure the R&R Cafe name. That didn't happen. Not yet, anyway. I'm glad just to see they're open with everything. Take a look. How you doing?
Do you want other? I'll be right with you.
Sure. Can I use your restroom?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I was thinking.
All right, here is the famous spot. Oh yes. I can picture Dale Cooper sitting back here now. I think they even got the original wallpaper going. And here we go, the wall. That would be taking place here in the cafe. That is from Fire Walk with Me, but this is definitely where the TV show was filmed. I used to have every issue of this fanzine magazine wrapped in plastic. Don't ask me what happened to it. David consulting Cheryl Lee during Fire Walk with Me. And then if you found out, the other week I was here at the Kiani Lodge outside of, near Bremerton. And found that log at the Kiani Lodge. Here's the portal to another world, the bathroom. There's the menu that hopefully will be Here's some souvenir and trinkets. Oh, they do have a new fan, Blue Rose magazine. Nice. Stickers.
All you guys explore.
Gift certificate.
The merch. Just take it in for a minute. Yeah. Thank you. Of course.
Still got your hoodies for sale.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool.
Got our beanies as well.
Oh, those are new. Cool.
Yeah, I love them.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, the Marti. Now last time I was here, the new owner was here, and she said you guys were securing, trying to secure the name.
Yeah, it's basically we can use anything besides RR to go.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that's because I was only in the return was RR to go on the side of the building.
Right.
That's when they painted it.
So can they get the letters up on the sign eventually?
Eventually.
Eventually.
We might keep it a squeeze. Nobody's really sure yet.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Very cool. And how's COVID affected things here?
It's a bummer. You know.
It has affected things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because before we were only at 50% capacity as well, and now we're totally shut down except for to-go orders.
Yeah.
They were doing car hop right now as well. But thank God for Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Our lovely Twin Peaks family looking out for us and
That's
really keeping
right.
us afloat.
Oh heck yeah.
It's great, and I hope they also keep the Roadhouse afloat too, because they're kind of struggling right now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Now what is that? It's not the Roadhouse, but what is that facility?
So it's in Falls City.
Yeah.
And it is called the Roadhouse.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the owner bought it, he had no idea about Twin Peaks either, and just
Okay.
named it the Roadhouse. And
Now were you a fan before you worked here?
yep. I
Okay.
just moved here from New Hampshire in July.
Oh, okay.
Started here on Laura Palmer's birthday. But yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Oh yeah,
so-
let's see that. Can we see the ink?
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay. This is what this show kept me sane through high school, dude. So
Yeah.
for me,
In college for me too.
oh, check that out. You
Yeah,
are devoted.
Almost done. It got Laura's heart. And
Oh yeah.
yeah. Need some
see
touch-ups,
the-
but
Let me see the other side there. Okay, cool.
the log.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
the blue rose, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
Local guy did that?
No, I'm actually out in New Hampshire. Where
Okay.
I'm from. Yep.
Very cool.
So yeah, came here to work, and I figured 2020 is a dumpster fire. I might as well go live in Twin Peaks.
That's right, man.
Go live where I love.
Cool. Well, I will start off with, how about a piece of cherry pie to go and a cup of coffee?
Sure. Would you like ice cream with that, or on the side?
You know, I don't think so. Dale never took ice cream with his, right?
2 scoops.
Black coffee.
All right.
Okay. To go cherry pie. I had to turn up the contrast because it's so dark with the sun hitting me here. It actually doesn't look half bad, but I'm going to give you a full food review. I also got fresh pot of coffee. Met the locals in there. Obviously, there's some. They drove all the way up from California. That's a good long hike from Twin Peaks. But let me give you a review here. I should have got it warmed, but very good. Damn fine. Damn fine, I might say so myself. They also gave me, this is their beer brand, the Ghostwood Kolsch style ale with the owl logo. This is their beer. They didn't have any beer, so he gave me a sticker, which is dope. I'm gonna mix it with the coffee. That's good. Better heated, and if I was sitting in there, screw you, Wuhan flu. All right, so as soon as I eat this, we're headed off to the waterfalls, better known as the Great Northern. Alright, I thought I'd get a Twin Peaks haircut, so I just ran inside. The guy was totally available. I mean, with COVID, it's like almost a 2-day wait to get a haircut. This guy just got me right in. He actually used scissors, which is a total rare thing when you get a boy's haircut. They never break out the scissors. This guy actually was a scissor wielding magnet. All right, I saw these infamous trains of Twin Peaks, and it is running. And I swear to God, I saw a Santa Claus up here. So let's see if we can get a Twin Peaks Santa Claus. Hello.
Merry Christmas, how are you this year?
Santa, it's so good to see you.
Oh, we're here every year, you know.
I did not know that. Oh,
Well, this year I'm actually on the train. Usually we're sitting in the depot.
fantastic.
Still just wandering through and saying hello to everybody and get cookies at the end of the trip.
All right. So when is departure?
It's every 45 minutes. Next one will be departing in 9 minutes.
Fantastic. Well, have a fantastic day. There's the conductor. He's ready to go. Choo, choo, choo. Very nice to meet you again.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Well, you saw it here first. Getting ready to take off. I had no idea. Kind of wish I was on that train. Been on the crazy train. I don't see anybody on it. There's one person. Well, that's the real deal. Yeah, they're really taking a train ride. Have fun! Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho!
Not a problem. Go ahead and keep heading down that way, folks.
Alright, well this must be where trains go when they die. Now this one's super cool. I don't know, I think it's pretty fascinating. An Army Medical Service ambulance. Oh, I wish you could go in here. You know this sucker has ghosts on it. Alright. It's on the move. Cool. Let's see if we can get away from Santa. This, I think, in front of me is the gazebo. The infamous chess piece, I believe, was put here by Wyndham Earle. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I think so. I've never been here. This is probably where a lot of smooching happens. Underneath the mistletoe. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's more trains down there. I can't tell if I'm gonna walk. I think I'll drive down there. Might as well. I'm gonna walk on the tracks. All right, we are out here at the Salish waterfall. It is packed. The parking is made for little tiny Yugos. So to find a place to park here, when you find one, you better be in something a lot smaller than a Jeep Renegade. So I don't know. Things may be picked through, but really, as far as the gift shop's concerned, people really doing it up out here. like Bobby Briggs is here. Check that out. That is beautiful. It's got that nice little dapper primer coat on it. Ooh! That is gorgeous. Look at that. Oh my God, that is a mean looking machine. Beautiful. Okay. This stuff is off the hook. That trucker hat is a big maybe. Got some cool shirts. I like that log pillow. Nice. Oh, I think that one's coming with me. Nice. I gotta get the log pillow, even though I've seen this before. That's too good. Cookbook. Okay. Caramel. Alright, let's go see the falls. Wow, I thought it'd be more aggressive. I don't know, there's a Sasquatch report just outside of Twin Peaks at Rattlesnake Lake. Bobby Short chronicled it in her still active website, Bigfoot Encounters. A guy by the name of Tommy Naft tipped me off on it, so I'm going to check out a few more things, grab something to eat, and then head over there and maybe do some randonautica while we're out here. I don't know why not. It could be pretty interesting. But the Packard sawmill is just right around the corner, so let's check that out. Okay, we're at the infamous Ronette Pulaski Bridge. Now, you used to be able to walk across this and it looked exactly as they filmed it. Now it's more of a nature preserve. It's just like a regular, they turned it into a jogging path, entrance of sorts. There's people everywhere here. But we'll do what we can. Oh, it looks pretty good right there. Very good. Used to be a rope swing. You can see locals out here. Alright, let's go up it. Okay, here we go. I think it was the train conductor that found her. Oh yeah. What a shot. There's a memorial up here. I wonder if she died swimming. Natalie Rose. try something out here. Turn this into an impromptu session. All right, Natalie, are you here with us? Oh God, my battery's gonna die. Natalie, you're draining my battery. Well, it said cloister. I have no idea what that means except a name. Okay, I gotta go get a new battery. Let's go find a sawmill. Okay, I'm headed from Ronette's Bridge to the mill, the Packard Mill. Get a shot of the mill. Yeah, so that obviously was a sheriff's station. This would be one hell of a place to get into at night. And then we're gonna get something to eat. Alright, well, we had a diversion here. There is a whole lot of elk just right across the street roaming freely. Okay. Unobstructed view. Look at that. Let's see if we can zoom in on them. There we go. Well, now it's like watching a TV of elk. Massive. Well, should probably get out of here before I get killed by traffic. There's a baby. Okay, so I am here at an outlet mall in North Bend. It is packed. A lot of foreigners. Big Asian population doing some shopping. I just had a foot-long meatball marinara with pepper jack. Toasted. I know they hate toasting it, but I want them to toast my bread. It's an extra thing. I remember in high school, we would get a foot-long sandwich for like, I don't know, $1.99 or $2.99. We had a friend that worked at a Subway, and we would go in at odd hours of the evening shooting videos, and we would pressure this big dude that was a friend of ours, Brian, to make us, since he was working alone, cheap sandwiches. And they're still pretty cheap. I mean, it was a $10 meatball sandwich. You can't really complain about that. Some people aren't taking cash, though. So I had to find my card, which I think is the new way. It's the mark of the beast. So, speaking of mark of the beast, I've got an app of the beast. And it is called Randonautica. I've shown it to you before, and I'm going to show it to you again. So let me click it. And this is Randonautica. The principle is that the app is using quantum computing to work with your intentions to find locations. And what better place than Twin Peaks to try this out? Now the cell phone connection here has been kind of spotty, but I'm going to set my intention. I want to go to some place creepy, and all you have to do is hit generate and wait for the owl to do its job. Okay, let me concentrate. Someplace really creepy. Okay. generated point, a tractor. I'm gonna hit start journey, open in Google Maps, and it should get the longitude and latitude. There it is if you want to find out. I hit directions, and hopefully this all works out. It's better than what it usually does, which is send me into a lake. 6-minute drive into the woods. Now I do want to go out here towards Rattlesnake Lake, which maybe it's going to, there's Rattlesnake Mountain. This is where the Sasquatch encounter was, which I'm going to read later to you, and we're going to head there. So maybe eventually it'll take me to some place like that, but I'll go ahead and hit start. Okay, it says it's right up here, 1 minute up the road. It's right there. There's nothing. There's a house. Well, up there is a looks like a cell phone tower, maybe 5G. Who knows? Maybe that's what's going on. All right, we'll do one more. Generate new journey. We'll do power and generate. See what happens. Preparing to embark. All right, I'm trying to relax. It's tough after a meatball to relax. Start journey, Google Maps, directions. Whoa! Oh, there's a journey. Oh, it wants me to go into some back country. Let me check this out. It wants me to go way up there. Let's see what we got. Man, that would be a commitment. Stands Overlook. And I did ask for some Sasquatch country, didn't I? Power spot. Saying that is where I need to hike into. Now, if I had more daylight, or I had somebody with me, I would be all over that. Darn it. Let's try that again. If it was like a half hour, I'd be down. But all I got is 2 cans of Fix-A-Flat with me. And if I don't have a cell phone signal up there, I don't know about going solo. Okay, start journey. Open a Google Maps. And directions. Now it wants me to go to another house, it looks like. Okay, so there's supposedly parking down in here. See if we can drop a pin. I think we want to park. Oh, here we go. Right here. Directions to that. Okay. 10 minutes. Oh, okay. Beautiful. That's where we're headed. All right. And then I'm going to read to you the encounter that came out of Rattlesnake Lake before we go on a hike, a night hike. I've never been anywhere near here at all. This is Washington territory. This is not Oregon. And it's all new to me, so a little bit nervous. I don't even have a headlamp. Did I bring a headlamp? All I've got is my one flashlight and a camera light. Right, so Rattlesnake Lake. I hate snakes. And here I am checking out Rattlesnake Lake because Bobby Shorts, oldbigfootencounters.com, and Tommy Naff suggested, yeah, why not? So, I'm at the park. There's a high prowler right here at this parking lot, so I'm a little nervous leaving my car here, but everything's locked up. So, let me read to you what the encounter said. July 1998, approximately 1 p.m. This is in King County, right outside of North Bend, Washington. In the month of July 98, my friend Jesse and I went on a hiking trip at Rattlesnake Ridge to collect rocks for Jesse's geology class at Seattle U. At the beginning of the trailhead, there's a lake that's very active with waterfowl and apparently prowlers as well. Normally, this trailhead is semi-popular, and we noticed there were only 3 other cars at the lot at that time. Now there's quite a few cars here. It's Saturday though, so I don't know if people are camping out here or what. Looking back now, I can say that this particular day was odd in that we noticed no animal or bird activity, which is usually in abundance. Everything was strangely quiet, and an ominous feeling seemed to loom everywhere. In fact, normally both Jesse and myself are quite talkative when we hike, and even when he said very little to one another, which is unusual. Both of us had packed a lunch and our backpacks along with our usual flashlights, waterproof matches, batteries, walkie-talkie, 1 cell phone, and 1 first aid kit. Now I don't have my first aid kit, but I can't recommend enough getting yourself one of these little Bofang ham radios. You can get those, gosh, you can find these on Amazon. I need a bigger antenna though. This is like a sissy antenna. Keep that on. So I have some of the things I had. Blah, 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 blah. Flashlight, waterproof mattress, walkie-talkies, blah, blah, blah. I was armed with my knife that is attached to my rucksack and shoulder strap, as well as an HK pistol, which I keep in my fanny pack. I won't tell you whether or not I'm packing or not. Come on. We started our hike at the regular trailhead until we reached the opposite side of the lake. At this point, we exited the regular trail and began ascending the mountain, which is behind me, moving diagonally toward the rock face of the mountain ridge. After approximately 20 minutes, we came upon a small creek that flowed downhill toward the lake. We decided to follow the streak upward as it seemed to be going in the direction of our destination. We followed the stream approximately 15 minutes, so they've already been hiking for at least 45 minutes, I would say, from this parking lot. We ran across an animal trail that also was going in the direction we were heading. However, the animal trail was moving diagonally, and we had fewer obstructions in our path, both of which made it easier to move up the mountain. Other than our own heavy breathing, we could hear nothing. And we said nothing as we began to hear... let me go back here. And we said nothing. We continued our ascent. We continued on for what seemed to be only 10 minutes when we began to hear a loud slurping sound ahead of us. We both looked at one another with a look of what the hell, a type of expression on our faces while continuing upward. The slurping grew louder, and now we could hear what sounded like a sigh in between each slurp. At this junction, the creek hooked around behind the hill in front of us and out of sight. Our trail would intersect with the creek once again just over the hill. At this time in the hike, Jesse was ahead of me by approximately 8 to 10 feet. Suddenly, as we came over this hill, Jesse froze in his steps, and I came up behind him, alerted by his actions. As I approached him from his 6, I looked over his shoulder and saw what he was looking at. Here we go. In front of us, and only 20 feet from our position, I saw at first what I thought was a huge bear drinking from the creek. My brain tried to categorize the animal as I was looking suddenly and realized that directly under its glutes were a pair of huge feet. Not hooves or paws, but actual feet. each having 5 toes. The feet were dusty gray in color, with the same texture as the bottom of a dog's paw. As it knelt down, the glutes were as large as a Clydesdale's ass. No, I'm not kidding. It says that. With the exception of soul... Okay, sorry, battery died. Where was I? Glutes were as large as a Clydesdale's ass. With the exception of the soles of its feet, the creature was covered in 4 to 5 inches in length of dark brown, almost black hair. Its hair on its butt was all matted, and it looked like he had sat in a wet cow pie. Dingleberries. Under his butt, I could clearly see testicles. I knew it was a male. We stood there frozen with fear. I could not feel my legs, and the skin crawled from the adrenaline running through my blood. I remember my mouth going dry and feeling numb all over my mouth and face. The smell of the animal was incredible. It was also absolutely horrible. I could feel my gag reflexes twitching as badly as I wanted to vomit. Jesse's face was beet red and his eyes were watering, as his hands were over his mouth, also trying to hold back the noxious feeling we had. He then tried to back up, pushing me back. We both tried to regain our balance while keeping our eye on this thing. It must have heard us moving, because suddenly, in one quick motion, it jumped to its feet, spun around facing us in a defensive posture. As it did, it made a loud bark-type sound that seemed to make the trees shake. It stood there with its fists clenched and its arms raised in front like a boxer. Its lips were curled, bearing these huge horse teeth as it glared directly at us and breathed heavy. The bottom half of his face was dripping with creek water, and his eyes were black like a shark's eyes. I stood there frozen out of fear and amazement at the animal's sheer size and agility. I'm 6'2", and I only came up to his midsection. I can only guess that this animal was between 10 to 12 feet high. It was much higher than a basketball rim and towered over us like we were children. I remember briefly thinking of grabbing my weapon, but even as I was able to empty my whole clip into him, he was still close enough to have been able to get to us before he was neutralized. Therefore, all 3 of us stood there for a good minute and 20 seconds or so and studied one another. I was absolutely in amazement at the incredible size of this creature. I remember every detail clearly, as if it were yesterday, and will attempt to recreate the proportions of the creature the way I see it. Okay, this is really detailed. First of all, the feet of this creature were massive and were approximately 20 or more inches in length. The toenails and fingernails were dark colored with an orange tint to them. The creature did not have 1 ounce of fat on its entire body. I could see the vascularity of every muscle that seemed like they would have straighted if it were for the hair that covered them. The calves were twice the size of its own head, and its quads were as big as tree trunks and swept out like a bodybuilder's. I'm not kidding. The legs looked like they could squat a full-size Dodge pickup. The glutes were huge and muscular and very high, like a track runner's. They tied into these enormous hamstrings that gave the animal a very explosive look, like it could sprint at very high speeds. The waist was narrow, very powerful, solid looking. Above that, I could see these huge lats that flared out under his arms. His pectorals were wide and bulky looking. They were so big that they came up to his chin. I couldn't see any neck at all, but his traps and delts were what really caught my attention. First of all, the delts were as big as beach balls, and connected to them were these huge traps that flared out and upward. They went from his delts to his ears. The top of his head was conical, and these bulky muscles steamed down from the tip of his cranium to his traps, kind of like the back of a gorilla, the back of a gorilla's neck. Now the fact Now, the face was not like an ape at all. It really looked like a Neanderthal facial features. The face had less hair than the rest of its body, all except for these thick eyebrows that pointed upward. He had no hair around his eyes and nose. The forehead was sloped, and the eyebrow ridge protruded out under them were these deep eye sockets that sank deep into its skull. The cheekbones were very wide and high, and below them was this deep, powerful-looking jawline. The nose had a ridge to it, like a human nose, and the nostrils flared out and forward. They weren't pointed down like a human nostrils would be. When his lips relaxed a bit, I could see he really didn't have any upper lip at all. It was very thin. His bottom lip was larger. The mouth overall was very wide, as if his face, his arms were huge and bulky, and you could see his triceps bulging out, and his biceps looked like bowling balls. His forearms were abnormally long, and they too were bulging with muscles. His knuckles were huge, and the color of his skin was a cross between black and gray. Believe me, trying to describe this creature does not even begin to do it justice. Well, he's doing a pretty good job. I wish I could somehow download the picture in my brain and put it on screen to show you these enormous proportions. Take this for example. In 1993, I shot a 1,200-pound elk near Yakima. The creature we saw that day had twice the muscle mass as my elk, and I guarantee you he weighed no less than 1,500 pounds with maximum weight of 2,500 pounds easily. Finally, we had enough, and the urge to leave grew strong. We began backing down the trail, keeping our eye glued on the creature the entire time, except to look where we were going periodically. As we backed away, his arms dropped to his side. He opened his mouth and let out a soft and deep bellowing sound, kind of like a gurgling moan sound that a male lion does to declare his territory. Long after he was out of sight, we could hear the bellowing, and we began the rapid descent down the mountain. Okay, that's where we are. That's where we're going. And I think I kind of know where I'm going. I've never been here before, but let's just go take a peek. Now, one thing I am going to do a little bit different here is what a buddy of mine, Chris Manier, used to do when we would go out into their territory, and he would get cheap dollar store perfume or cologne and squirt it in the air. Actually, he'd squirt it on a rag and kind of chum the logging roads with a perfumed shop rag on his antenna and then drive up to the location. So I just put a little bit on. I think got everything. God, I hope someone doesn't break in the car. All right, found it. Looks like they get a little bit of snow here once in a while. So it's saying, let's follow this for a while now. If I remember the story, they circled back towards the mountain this way. Alright, I just found a map here. Looks like some shit's closed because of COVID. There are many other local trails nearby, blah blah blah. Screw yourself. Rattlesnake Trail, so.
Oh, right now?
Okay. So you can't head out towards this area, but you can do this little loop here. Rattlesnake Lake and Lakeshore open. But okay, so there's a major trailhead here headed out towards some wild country. I see a lot of people coming up and out of here. I thought. Rattlesnake Mountain. Oh, there's somebody that died there. Oh, people have been sneaking through here. There I am. Well, we'll just take a peek. Someone's key fob. Okay, so I imagine this is where they went. Very much so. Holy crap. Look at the size of that boulder. You gotta be. Holy crap. Can you see how big that is? That's 20 feet tall. My God. Okay, well I can kind of guarantee there won't be a lot of people up this way. No, it is 5:07 Saturday, 5:07 on December 5th. And look how dark it is. They did a lot of cutting here. Well, it's plenty windy. We'll just go up here 5 more minutes or so and see if we can do a little night set for a second. I'm not really getting any vibes yet. Oh, here's some wind. Yeah, here's some windfall. Oh yeah. Beautiful. All right. We'll go up here just a couple more minutes. The slope isn't that bad at all, really. Even though I'm breathing heavy, just because I'm out of shape, it's a really easy slope. Oh, I like the look of this. Alright. Let's hang out here. Turn the other light on. Okay, so it's really early. And it gets dark so much quicker up here in Washington than it did in Oregon. And I'm not used to that yet. So here's where we are. Now, by the way that they described it, I actually think that they were up in that area Up, yeah, right up in there. A little farther north. But look. Can you see how much timber rests right outside of Seattle? This is all timber. I mean, just miles and miles of it. And then it gets into the town of Hobart. I mean, there's a pretty good sized lake out there in the middle of nowhere. Then you start heading east towards Leicester, and you get into some serious wild country. Cougar Valley, Goose Prairie, Mount Rainier. Now if you followed up on any of Barb's Shoop work near Greenwater, Washington, that's absolutely a squatchy place. And so here's the difference between Mount Rainier and where we are. Really interesting. Let me read the last little part of this while we're up here. We reached the opening at the bottom near the lake. We opened up into a full sprint all the way to the car. We drove all the way to Bellevue, Washington before we stopped for coffee, and we tried to collect our thoughts. We didn't know how to begin to tell anyone what we'd just seen. I don't think I would have even believed our own story if I hadn't seen it for myself. I don't know how this will help your research at all. Thank you, witness. Let's see if there's a name here. A guy by the name of Rob Johnson investigated it. Good last name. And this was an anonymous witness. Again, this is Rattlesnake Ridge above North Bend, Washington. It rises from the intersection of Route 18 onto I-90 and runs southeast about 7 miles or 11 trail miles at 3,500 feet in elevation. It is the highest easternmost of the East Issaquah Alps. I didn't know they were called the Alps. A complicated maze of abandoned logging roads and construction trails have been strung together to provide a footpath from the Snoqualmie Point trailhead at exit 27 on I-90 all the way to Rattlesnake Lake trailhead at exit 32. Well, there you have it. And then I definitely, if you want to follow up away from the BFRO, check into Bobby Short stuff at Bigfoot Encounters. That was a tree cracking, but get you at first. Alright, I'm going to turn on the Ovilus, see if there's anything that wants to talk to us through the ghost box.
Ovilus on.
All right, anything here that wants to communicate with us? I don't know if Bigfoot can communicate through an Ovilus, but I imagine you probably can. This may not be the best place to do it because of the connection, but I think the words are already generated, and this, whatever it is, can just pick from a wide variety. So I'd like to see the lights.
Records.
Records. First word that came up. Okay, what do I need to know about records?
Were.
Records were. Yeah, are you complete the thought? Please communicate. God dang, it's windy. Look at it. It's probably not the best place to hang out right now, is it?
Placebo.
Okay, see that word, placebo? I get that all the time. It makes me think this thing's broken. Or it never worked at all, or I'm just a fool for downloading it, but... I've never got the other two words. Okay, I just saw a bright red light right here. 2 times. It looked like a little red laser. Okay, so, you know what I think it was? I think it was... Okay, chill out. You know what it was? It's car lights. Way down there off the road. Alright. See, you gotta bring yourself back to reality here. Alright. Ruled that out. This says shuttle and dives. I don't know what that doesn't add up. But I did walk towards the red lights instead of run. Of course, I have to go down this way. So I'm not a total puss. Oh man, that's beautiful. What a beautiful shot. Alright, I'm going to shut it off unless you got something else to say. 3, 2, 1.
Ovilus. Off.
Okay, let's try this one again. It's not working. Okay, it's working now.
Crown CDJR of Cleveland. It is the better way to buy.
Okay. Can you speak through this here? Who's here with me?
How do you identify an electron? I hear something. I wanted you to come to stand up and you believe it. That's it.
Okay, who's here? I hear the radio. I want to know if you can speak through the radio. What's my name? I read that report. Is that particular Sasquatch up here? "12-footer? Size 20? Okay, I'm going blurry for some reason. There we go. Well, this is kind of where it happened. I mean, at least we got to come up this way and you get a taste for the wild country. Is just right outside these major cities. Right outside these major cities. And if it wasn't so damn windy and the COVID trails weren't all blocked off, we could probably stand a better chance. So, to be continued. Pretty sure this is the right way. I see the road down here, so I'm not too worried. Oh, there's a fungi. Looks like a toadstool or a chonga or type of mushroom, but they're all over.